Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class. It's from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Text 25. And it's a recording of a class given by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. So please kick up your listening devices, the volume of that, so you can, sometimes these recordings are a little low in volume. Okay, now without further ado, we'll start the class. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन यमुना तीर जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन यशोदानंदन यमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय राधा माधव पुण्य बिहारी जय ओम स्वात् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य सतन सदस्य भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप धाम की जय स्वामी भक्तवृंद की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द स्मरण ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द स्मरण थैंक यू वेरी मच
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
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 विपदा
विपदा
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Punar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam. Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam. Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra jagat guru. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Punar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Santu ta shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Punar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
No guard.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam. Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru.
What is that photograph?
Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
What is this?
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
What is this?
It's the wife of
Huh?
Jagat guru.
Bhavato
Bhakti
darshanam
Vinod's wife.
yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Punar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Tatra tatra jagat guru.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Bhavato darshanam yatsya.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
Apunar bhava darshanam.
No, lady. Guard.
Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam. Vipadak santu tak shashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavato darshanam yatsya. Apunar bhava darshanam.
That's all. What's the meaning?
Vipada. Calamities. Santu. Let there be. Taha. All. Shashvat. Again and again. Tatra. There. Tatra. And there. Jagat Guru. O Lord of the universe. Bhavataha. Your darshanam, meeting, yat, that which, syat, is, apuna, not again, bhavadarshanam, seeing repetition of birth and death. Translation: I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we can see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths.
So, very, very interesting verse. That before calamities, danger, that is very good if such danger and calamities remind me of Krishna. That is very good. Tattenukampa susamikshamana bhunyana evatma kritam vipakam. A devotee, how he receives dangerous position, danger must be there. Danger because this place, this material world is full of dangers. These foolish persons, they do not know that. They are trying to avoid the dangers. That is struggle for existence. Everyone is trying to become happy and avoid danger. This is the material business. Attantika sukham. Attantik sukh, ultimate happiness. A man is working and thinking, let me work now very hard and let me have some bank balance. So, when I shall get old, I shall enjoy life without any working. That is the inner intention of everyone. Nobody wants to work. As soon as he gets some money, he wants to retire from work and to become happy. But that is not possible. You cannot be happy in that way. Here it is said, apunar bhavadarsanam. The real danger is, she is picking up apunar. Apunar means, means not. And punarbhava means repetition of birth and death. The real danger is repetition of birth and death. That has to be stopped. And not this so-called danger. This is all, the material world is full of dangers. Padang jata vipadang. Just like if you are on the ocean, If you are on the ocean, you might have very strong ship, very safe ship, but that is not safety. Because you are on the sea, at any time there can be dangers. Perhaps you remember from your country, there was, what is that, Titanic? Everything was safe, but on the first voyage it was drowned. And all important men of your country, they lost their life. So danger there must be, because you are in a dangerous position. This material world itself is dangerous position. So our business is, the danger must be there. Our business should be how to cross over the sea as soon as possible. So long you are on the sea, you are on the dangerous position, however strong your ship may be. That's a fact. See, you should not be disturbed by the sea waves. Just try to cross over the sea, go to the other side. That is your business. Similarly, so long we are in this material world, there must be dangerous calamities, because this is the place of calamity. So our business is, even within these calamities, dangers, how we develop our Krishna consciousness, and after giving up this body, we go back to home, back to Krishna. That should be our business. We should not be disturbed by the so-called calamities. They are not so-called, they are factual. So, this question was there by Arjuna to Krishna, that whatever you are speaking, it is all right, that I am not this body, I am soul. Everyone is not this body, he is soul. So on the annihilation of this body, stop that. On the annihilation of the body, the soul will exist. But when I see my son is dying, or my grandfather is dying, I am killing, how can I solace me that my grandfather is not dying, my son is not dying? Simply it is changing, because I am accustomed to think like that. So there must be grief. So Krishna replied, yes, that's a fact. But that you must have to tolerate. That's all. There is no other remedy. Tang titikasa bharat. Krishna never said that these are not facts. What Arjuna explained, that I know that when my son is dying, my son is changing the body, or my grandfather is dying, changing the body. I know this. But still, because I am affectionate on the skin, so I must suffer. The Krishna replied, yes, the suffering is there, because you are also on the bodily concept of life. So suffering must be there. So there is no other remedy than to tolerate. There is no other remedy. Matra sparshastu kontiya sitosna sukhadukkada. Just like in your country, it is very chilly in the morning to take bath, a little difficult task. But does it mean that those who are devotees, they will stop taking bath? No. Even it is chilly, cold, one must take bath. The duty must be done. The duty must be done. Even it is little suffering. That is called tapasya. Tapasya means we must prolong or proceed with our Krishna consciousness, business, in spite of all dangerous and calamitous condition of this world. This is called tapasya. Tapasya means voluntarily accepting the difficulties of life. Sometimes tapasya, in the system of tapasya, in hot season, summer, and scorching heat of the sun, still they ignite some fire all round and sit down in the midst and meditate. There are some process of tapasya like that. In chilly cold, one goes into the water up to the neck and meditates. These things are prescribed in tapasya, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not give you such prescription. He gives you very nice program. Chant, dance and take prasadam. Still you are unwilling. We cannot accept this tapasya. You see, we are so fallen. Susukham kartum abhyam. This is a kind of tapasya which is very easy to do and it is very pleasant. Still we are not agreeable. We shall rot in the street, lie down anywhere and everywhere, and still I shall drink and have sex and lie down. What can be done? We are giving good facilities. Come here, chant, dance, and live very peacefully and take Krishna Prasad, be happy, but people will not accept. That is called misfortune. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said, Itadrisi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi duddaiva idrisamiha janinanuragam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Nam namakari bahuda nijasadva shakti. In the transcendental holy name of God, Krishna, there is all potencies. As Krishna has got unlimited potencies, similarly, in the name, holy name of Krishna, there is unlimited potency. So, Nam Namakari Bodha, and there are many names of Krishna. Krishna has got thousands and thousands of names. Krishna name is the chief name. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranina Kala. And there is no hard and fast rule that you have to chant in this time or that time. No, any time. Any time you can take. And the name is identical with Krishna. On this logic, the name, holy name of Krishna is Krishna. It's no other than Krishna. Don't think that Krishna is living in Goloka Vrindavan and the name is different. Just like in material world we have got this conception. The name is different from the fact. But in absolute world, there is no such difference. That is called absolute. The name is as potential as Krishna is potential. So, you have got this tongue, you can chant Krishna, Hare Krishna. Immediately you become directly in touch with Krishna. Immediately. Because the name Krishna and Krishna person is not different, identical. So even if you think that Krishna is far, far away, Krishna is not far, far away. Krishna is within you. He's not far away. He's far away, at the same time nearest. So, even if you think that Krishna is far, far, his name is there. You chant Hare Krishna, Krishna becomes immediately available. And Niyamitas. And for making Krishna available in this shortcut way, there is no hard and fast rule. You can chant any time. Immediately you get Krishna. Just see the mercy of Krishna. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that etadisi tava kripa. My dear Lord, you have given me so nice facilities to contact you, but I am so unfortunate. I have no attachment for this thing. I have no attachment. I have got so many attachments for other things, but I have no attachment for chanting Hare Krishna. This is my misfortune. Krishna has given so much facilities that he is present before you by transcendental vibration in his name, and the name has got all the potencies of Krishna. So if you remain in contact with the name, you get all the benefit of Krishna's benediction, but still I am not inclined to chant Hare Krishna. This is misfortune. So, a devotee never takes dangerous position as very reverse position or very calamitous position. He welcomes, because a surrendered soul, he knows either danger or festival. These are all different demonstration of Krishna. Krishna is absolute. In its Shastra it is said that just like there are two kinds, two sides, religiosity and irreligiosity, just the opposite. But in the Shastra it is said the religiosity is just the front portion of God, and irreligiosity is the back portion of God. So, God's front portion or back portion, is there any difference? God is absolute. Therefore, a devotee, either in opulence or in danger, he is not disturbed. He knows both these things are Krishna. Either in dangerous position. Now Krishna has appeared before me as danger. Just like Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj and Nishingadev. Nishingadev is dangerous to Hiranyakashipu. And he is the supreme friend to Prahlad Maharaj, the same personality. Similarly, God is never dangerous to the devotee. Devotee is never afraid of danger. He is confident that the danger that is another feature of God. So why shall I be afraid? I am surrendered to him. So Kunti Devi says that Vipada Santu. Vipada Santu Ta Sasat. Because she knows how to remember Krishna at times of danger. So she is welcoming danger. My dear Lord, I welcome such dangers when I can remember you. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he was always thinking of Krishna when his father was putting him in dangerous position. So, if you are put into the dangerous position, and if that dangerous position gives an impetus to remember Krishna, that is welcome. That is welcome. Oh, I am getting this opportunity of remembering Krishna. So how it is welcome? It is welcome because seeing Krishna means I am advancing in my spiritual life so that I will not have to suffer any more of this dangerous position. Takta dehang punarjanma naiti mami kuikantiya. If you become advanced in Krishna consciousness, then the result will be, after giving up this body, Krishna says, Takta dehang, after giving up this body, Punarjanma naiti. You don't take birth again in this material world. That is wanted. Suppose I am very comfortable at the present moment. My body is kept in a very comfortable position. But there is death and there is another birth. So after giving up this body, if I get the body of a cat and dog, then what is the meaning of this comfortable position? Because death is sure. And janmantam, tatha dehantram. Dehantram means you have to accept another body. If you do not know what kind of body you are going to get, you can know it. That is stated in the Shastra, that if you have got such and such mentality, you get such and such body. So, in a comfortable position, if I keep myself in the dog's mentality, then I am going to get my next life as dog. Then what is the value of this comfortable position? I may be in comfortable position for 20 years, 50 years, or at most 100 years. And after that comfortable position, when I give up this body, if due to my mentality I become a cat and dog and mouse, then what is the benefit of this comfortable position? These people, they do not know that. They think, especially in this age, that I am now in comfortable position. I have got enough money, I have got enough state, I have enough comforts, enough food. So, as soon as the body is finished, so I am not going to take birth again. So long I am living, let me enjoy life. This is the modern philosophy, hedonism. But that is not the fact. Kunti is therefore anxious, apunarbhava darshanam. Apunarbhava, not to repeat. If you see always Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness means always thinking of Krishna. Your consciousness should be absorbed in Krishna thought. Therefore, we give different varieties of engagement. Krishna consciousness. We should not divert our energy. Now, when we are selling book, that is Krishna consciousness. We are selling book. But if we think that the selling book may be diverted into selling jewelry, that is not very good idea. That is not very good idea. Then we become again jeweler, punarmasika bhava. Again become mouse. We should be very much careful. Our Krishna consciousness cannot be diverted, then you are gone to hell. Even there is danger, even there is suffering in Krishna consciousness, we should tolerate. That is the instruction. We should welcome that danger and pray to Krishna. What is that prayer? Tatte nukampa susumikshaman. My dear Lord, it is your great mercy that I am put into this dangerous position. And that is the viewpoint of devotee. He doesn't take danger as danger. He takes it is Krishna's mercy. What kind of mercy? Bhunyana evatma kritang vipakam. Due to my past activities, I was to suffer so much. But you are mitigating that suffering, giving me little suffering. Just like a token punishment. Sometimes in the courts, a big man is culprit. So if the judge wants $100,000, he can pay immediately. But he asks from him, you just give 1 cent. Because that is also punishment, but minimizing. Similarly, we have to suffer on account of our past deeds. That's a fact. You cannot avoid. Karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti vaja. But those who are in devotional service, those who are in Krishna consciousness, their sufferings are minimized. A token. Just like one who has to be killed. So instead of being killed with his knife, he gets some little cut on the finger. In this way, karmani nirdahati kintu sabha, those who are in devotional service, they are aham tarang sarva pape bhomokhoshami. Krishna assures that I give you protection from the reaction of sinful life. So, when there is very, very grievous criminal activities behind his, sometimes it is like that. Instead of hanging him, there may be little cut by the knife on the finger. This is the position. So why should we be afraid of danger? We should simply depend on Krishna consciousness. Because if we lead Krishna conscious in any circumstances, then my benefit is that I am not coming again in this material. Apunar bhava darshana. Repeatedly as you think of Krishna, as you see Krishna, as you read of Krishna, as you work for Krishna, somehow or other, if you remain in Krishna consciousness, that is your benefit. And that benefit will save you from taking birth again in this material world. And that is real benefit. And if I am become little comfortable by so-called other engagement, and if I forget Krishna and I have to take birth again, then what is my benefit? We should be very much careful about this. Krishna consciousness cannot be disturbed at any circumstances. Even there is heavy suffering. That is the instruction of Kunti Devi. Kunti Devi is welcoming. Vipada santu ta tatrata. Like that. Because before winning the battle of Kurukshetra, all these Pandavas were put into so many dangerous positions that is already described in the previous verses. Sometimes they are offered poison, sometimes they are put into the house, lack, and it was set fire. Sometimes big demons, man-eaters, and big fighters. Every time they lost their kingdom, lost their wife, lost their prestige, they were put into the forest, full of dangers. But within all those dangers, Krishna was there. With all those dangers. When the Draupadi was being naked, Krishna was there supplying cloth. Krishna was always there. Therefore, Bhishma Dev, while he was dying, he was grandfather of the Pandavas. So when the Pandavas came to see him on his deathbed, so he cried that these boys, my grandsons, they're all very pious. Maharaj Yudhishthira, the topmost pious person. His name is Dharmaraj, the king of religiosity. He is the eldest brother. And Bhim and Arjuna, they are devotees and so great hero. They can kill thousands of men. They are so powerful. So Yudhishthira is there. And Bhima is there. Arjuna is there. And Draupadi is directly the goddess of fortune. There was this injunction that wherever Draupadi will be there, there will be no scarcity of food. In this way, the combination was so nice. And over and above them, Krishna is always with them. And still they are suffering. So he began to cry. I do not know what is the arrangement of Krishna. Such pious men, such devotees, they are also suffering. So, don't think that because I have become a devotee, there will be no danger, no suffering. And Prahlad Maharaj suffered so much, the Pandavas suffered so much, Haridas Thakur suffered so much, but we should not be disturbed by those suffering. We must have firm faith, firm conviction that Krishna is there. He will give me protection. Kauntya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasati. Don't try to take benefit of other shelter than Krishna. Always stick to Krishna. Krishna says, Kauntya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasati. My dear Arjuna, you can declare it to the public that my devotees are never vanquished. Why declaration was advised to be made by Arjuna? Why he did not declare himself? There is some point. Because this declaration, if Krishna makes, there may be violation, because sometimes he violated his promise. But if his devotee promises, it will be never violated. That is Krishna's business. Oh, my devotee has declared this. I must see that it must be executed. That is Krishna's position. He is so much attached to his devotee. Therefore he said that you declare. If I declare, people may not believe it. But if you declare, they will believe it, because you are devotee. Your declaration will never be. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. Krishna wants to see that my devotee's promise is fulfilled. My promise may not be fulfilled, may be broken. So this is Krishna consciousness. We must stick to Krishna consciousness in all circumstances, even in the most dangerous position. We must keep our faith in Krishna's lotus feet, and there will be no danger. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming to hear. This is a wonderful lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Another wonderful, wonderful, wonderful opportunity to understand Krishna consciousness and to use that to improve our lives. He's talked about quite a bit of situations where we need to be aware what this world is like, the dangers at every step, but he's given us a lot of food for thought and ammunition for our minds to face life the way it is now in this material world. Devotees, if you want to make a comment, please unmute yourself, make a comment, ask a question, or share a realization as you like. Hare Krishna. Okay. Anyone like to start?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisance to all those who show. This is a heavy class. It was pretty heavy. I was thinking, because when I gave class on Sunday at the temple, I had few feedback from devotees that it was that the class on Sunday was heavy in a positive way, but very much needed is what they said. But after hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture today, he was intense. He was intense. He didn't bite his words. He did not, sugarcoat it. He was straight up, like forward, straight up, open, and really showing us how we should not be, there was one point he said that we should always be thinking Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. We not one moment we should not think, that there is no Krishna, even when we're suffering, like he was mentioning this the example of book distribution, you know, like we should do it in the mood of serving the Lord and not as a business. And he said, as soon as we start thinking of it as a business, then, you know, there's no hope. So he was saying that we should really go in the mood of, you know, serving the spiritual master. I mean, he touched on a lot of strong points on this, on this verse. He spent so much time about the Shastakam prayers, you know. Yeah, really powerful, intense class. Really, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, very much so. So many points to make a note of. And the one that you mentioned about, book distribution, that we should see it as a service and not a business. He actually talked about if we distribute books and we see it as a business, and Maya can actually trick us. Well, why don't we just sell jewelry? Because jewelry will bring in more money, but that's not the point. The point is Krishna consciousness. The book distribution is service in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, that should have great priority in our minds when we're doing that service. Know what it is for. It actually rescues people. Jewelry does not rescue people. Krishna consciousness does. So in the books, a person can, in fact, be made to begin to think about life in the proper way and stop this repetition of birth and death. Any other comments from the devotees? Please unmute yourself if you feel like commenting or asking a question or sharing a realization. Hare Krishna. Okay, so in the meantime, go ahead. Go ahead,
Hare Krishna. Yeah, very nice class, Bachelor Prabhupada. Yes, so many wonderful points. I was just thinking on the Prabhupada was stressing on the point. Lord has given us the facility to remember Him, and it's referenced in the Sikshastakam also. It's my Durdeva, I don't have inclination to chant the holy name. Just I was thinking on the point. Lord make Himself so accessible and in the form of name, but it's our misfortune we don't have the inclination or attachment or love for the Lord.
Very important point. Very, very, very important point. We have to chant, and of course, for that he tells the story, not in this one here, but necessarily that an old man and his wife were sitting together, and the wife told the man, chant, chant, chant. And the husband replied, can't, can't, can't. This is our situation. Every time we want to chant, we have to chant as a devotee 64 rounds. But Srila Prabhupada, through his mercy, has brought it down to 16 rounds. Still, we struggle. Still, we do a few rounds. Oh, I have to do this other thing, this other material thing, oh, this other material thing. So it's only 24 hours. It's 24 hours in the day, and tops 2 hours, 1/12 of it, to chant the holy name. So if we're not doing it, we have to be asking ourselves, what's so important in other parts of our lives that's so important that we wouldn't want to chant? And chant the minimum that's given to us, the opportunity that's given to us to go back home. So the Prabhupada said, when you chant, Krishna may be far away, but when you chant, you have him immediately. So that's something to think about. As was said earlier, this is definitely a heavy lecture, and many things. It's to wake us up. That's the whole point. It's to wake us up to the reality of life here.
Yeah, and good part is in case, one day one cannot chant or could not chant, we have another day to take the benefit of the next day, and one should feel one fortunate to get up early morning and chant during the first 2 hours. Lord has given every day is a special day. If in case, and today is the Ekadashi, so if someone chants, they have the multiple time benefits as compared to the regular days.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Prabhu, for bringing that point up. The Ekadashi is always a special day. It comes once every 15 days or so. Very, very, very special day that when we do more things in Krishna consciousness, we get greater benefit, especially chanting the holy name. Yeah. So Definitely go for it. Hare Krishna. Any other comments?
I was thinking how the Prabhupada brought the point of Kunti Maharani. Kunti Maharani says that when there is a danger, everyone is afraid of danger in this world. They want the authentic Sukh, like ultimate happiness. But how does Kunti Maharani reached at the stage, even the general people want to get away from the danger and don't want to be in a dangerous situation in our life. But how she reached to the stage that, she ready to take the danger for Krishna?
She was making the point that in the dangerous situation, we remember Krishna pretty easily. And that's why he was saying, well, if you're going to remember, I want to remember Krishna all the time. And if this is one trigger to get me to remember Krishna, then I don't mind the dangers coming because it will make me remember Krishna. And once we remember Krishna, then we have Krishna like that. So that was her point. Yeah.
Yeah. How she reached to that stage? That's the point I was thinking.
She was first talking about, it's there in the Bhagavatam. She was first appreciating what Krishna had done for them to protect them. That is, she herself and then the Pandavas, both of them. So she was recounting one situation when they got poisoned and when they got put in this house of luck and all of those. Those were all dangerous situations, and Krishna took them all out of it. But they remembered Krishna in that situation when Bhima had to fight this hidden demon and all of this, all kinds of, they were in the forest, which is bad enough already. And then they had to go through, another situation with the demon. So basically, she knows, he's actually telling it in so many ways that the world is full of suffering situations or dangerous situations. There's suffering, there's also danger all of the time. But to remember Krishna. So the reason that she started talking that way was because he was recounting the dangerous situations that she and her sons, Pandavas, had been through. And of course, they get Krishna every time they think about Krishna in that situation. And that's why she put two and two together and said, well, then let's remember him.
Yeah, I was thinking the intensity of danger felt less in Kunti Maharani's life than the intensity of the Krishna's mercy or the help or love. So in front of, as compared to Krishna's love or mercy, it was less. In the intensity of the mercy is more, and the danger's intensity or suffering wasn't in front of the intensity of the Krishna's mercy. Because even though there was danger, since Krishna helped, that gave the more happiness in her life than the sorrow comes from the dangerous situation. So in that comparison, she thinks us, this danger will not, nothing in front of Krishna's mercy or Krishna's help. If when the danger comes, I don't mind, because with that, I can remember Krishna and Krishna's mercy will flow in, and I prefer Krishna's association and his mercy in front of the danger.
Yeah, I understand the point that you're making. Now, for us, in practical terms, the way Kunti Maharani had expressed his mindset in connection with danger, the word that really describes us, that we feel safe. The dangers in the world is not going to go away. The dangers didn't go away for the Pandavas, and they don't go away now. We're still going through all kinds of problems. But because Krishna is there and Krishna is merciful, yes, through his mercy, he will in fact, protect, and therefore from the protection, we feel safe. Like that. So that's there.
Go ahead.
And from that, we can feel happy or confident that staying in Krishna consciousness, thinking about Krishna, whatever the situation, we will be all right. Because Krishna is in our corner all the time. And we have to just think about, especially chant his holy name. And that brings him really close to us.
Right. I just
I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think it is. I'm just adding to it.
Trying to discuss, how the Kunti Maharani, come to that conclusion. I just thinking point. I just remember Srila Prabhupada mentioned one more point. The source of danger is the same Krishna. So if it is coming from Krishna, why should I get scared or frightened?
Yes.
Prabhupada
Yeah.
did mention this point.
That was a very high level realization that he threw at us. The good times are the front of Krishna, the bad times are the back of Krishna, or the dangers at the back of Krishna. But it is the same Krishna.
Exactly.
But we still have Krishna either way. So why should we be afraid? That
Correct.
was his reasoning. Yeah. I know you want to tell me, answer. You want to go on?
Yeah, I was remembering in the earlier verses, I think right before or after Queen Kunti's prayers in Bhagavatam, and I think it was even a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said that for Kunti, one is that he mentioned that she was a pure devotee of the Lord. She did, he did say that.
Yes.
So one who is
They
pure.
all are.
They all, yeah. And because they were pure, they were able to smile through miseries. But one thing that also in Mother Kunti's case is that she had strong faith. Her faith was unshaken. Whatever they were going through, she had faith. I mean, she had faith from the beginning, and that is the first level of the 9 processes of devotional stages, is Shraddha, So she had firm faith because she was a pure devotee of the Lord. And just like Prabhupada said, the good times and the bad times are all from Krishna. Sometimes we think, oh, bad times, that means Krishna is not there. That's the human nature, the human mind. Oh, Krishna, something bad happened to me, so that means you were not there, or something like that. But no, good or bad. I remember also there is a quote in Nectar of Instruction, and I don't know whether it's the 3rd or 4th verse, but the translation goes something like, when Krishna favors a devotee, he gives them problems. So one has to have faith that, oh my God, Krishna, you are really purifying me. And I remember going to my spiritual master, with this question in 94, 95, no, 94. And he said, Krishna, when Krishna favors his devotees, and knowing that the devotee will not leave him, he will throw and really make them struggle and suffer. It increases our faith. And that's the same thing with Queen Kunti. She had full faith. Her faith was so strong, it never once shook. So, and I think, and putting all these 3 that I just shared from Srila Prabhupada's lecture, from Bhagavatam, and what I was told, and Nectar of Instruction, it all comes down to faith, to believe, okay, Krishna, I'm having this problem. It's definitely, you're throwing this at me for something, and help me to, go through this. And then I think the more we look at it that way, it increases our faith. It's just that we get shaken up is because our lack of faith. Because Mother Kunti had, strong faith. Well, because she was a pure devotee of the Lord, and we are not. I'm not. I know I'm not. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Well, so Mother Kunti, before we comment about this, Mother Kunti is a pure devotee, true enough. He also was well aware of the fact all of the time that even though in relationship for this particular pastime, she was the aunt of Krishna, she knew all the while that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Arjuna was dealing with Krishna as a friend, and later on when Krishna induced him to have Krishna show his universal form, and then so beneficial to everybody, believer or non-believer, who Krishna's level is, what Krishna's level is, by just even the universal form. Kunti already knew who Krishna was the whole time, and that's why the prayers were the way that they were. And Srila Prabhupada has also described, problems, back part of Krishna, no problems, front part of Krishna, but it's the same Krishna. And so for Kunti, her high level comment on here was, but we can remember you so well. Remember, people still do it. Even now, in this country, when people sense trouble coming, what do they say? Oh my God. Well, here's your story. You remember God? They say, oh my God. Now it's been shortened to OMG. Oh my God. In view calamities immediately turns people to Krishna, to God. And that's the point that Marana Kunti was making. There is, thank you very much. There's also a comment in the chat from Savanga Sunga Damoda Prabhu. Hare Krishna, please accept a humble obeisance to the Prabhupada Ki Jai. I like the point Prabhupada says. Krishna consciousness cannot be disturbed with difficulties in our life. Towards the end, he also says that we cannot think that after becoming devotees or serving Krishna, we won't have trouble. And he gave the examples of Pandavas. Pandavas' family was so close and devoted to Krishna. It's difficult to find that kind of devotion. So find that kind of, devoted family. Our faith should not be, so this is comment is making, it's not asking a question. Our faith should not be shaken up in troubles. We should take any other shelter. We should not take any other shelter other than Krishna. Krishna says he has follow his dharma of taking care of devotees, and it is to be declared by the devotee. It is an amazing class. I remember a strong point by His Grace Radhisham Prabhu regards to faith in times of trouble. He says that we need to take care of our sadhana, which includes chanting, reading, hearing, services when life is normal and going nicely. If we do this, our faith will be strong, and in times of trouble, it won't be shaken up. This has helped me. A lot of neophytes as well as senior devotees shared the same experience. Wonderful. This is quite a long chat. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for putting it out. That was just added to what has happened. Any more comments from the devotees? Very, very, very important points here.
Can I share something? Actually, this is a very nice question that Nityagopala Prabhu asked, because it really helps us to look to see where is our faith level, because I was just thinking that, if we use a material example, like marriage, when there is arguments or disagreements or whatever between a husband and wife, we don't say, okay, tomorrow, well, I guess now it's happening, I don't know, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, we don't say, okay, you didn't agree with me, you gave me headache and I'm going to divorce you. Like as a couple, we stick it out, the ups and downs and the troubles and the whatever the marriage is going through, or whatever the family is going through, we resolve it, we try to make it, and we don't give up, because we have faith that somehow we can work out the problems between husband, wife, parent, child, or what, something like that. I'm just using a material example. Or for example, if we don't do well in school or something, we don't say, okay, I'm just going to drop it. We really work hard, and we give our all. So I think a little bit of that mentality, I think, is the word, or the consciousness, would be helpful if we have that same consciousness or our mentality in spiritual life, that when we go through problems.
That's very important. And that is the consciousness that the married couple should have. If two people who are not pure, they will have lower nature, higher nature. And so sometimes lower nature will bump heads. And I remember my spiritual master saying that in any situation when there is disturbance or misunderstanding, the quicker we resolve the issue, the better off everybody becomes.
So I'm just using that example to spiritual life, like even though we get, because I think our mentality is that, yes, I have, I go through problems at my job, with my coworker, with my manager, with my supervisor, with my, schoolmates, my husband, my family, my mother, but when it comes to spiritual life, we think it's going to be, I think Prabhupada said that, I guess, that it's a smooth, easy, hunky-dory road. There should be no problems. But that's the test of faith, because we go through it so much in different aspects of our material life. We can't think that we are going to escape in the spiritual life. And that's why Prabhupada says something about karma. He mentioned in his class that, we have to pay for it. So I'm just thinking, if we had that same mentality and consciousness that, yes, if I go through ups and downs in my spiritual life, I have to keep on my faith and not think that Krishna has forgotten me, and really pray. I think those are the times where we have to pray more, I feel, is when we go through ups and downs in our spiritual life. We have to pray more to the Lord, actually to the spiritual master. That's the avenue, and to this, first to Guru, then to the Lord, to help us increase our strengthen, not increase, strengthen. We can increase and not have strength. Is to strengthen our faith, because I just wanted to share that analogy. Haribol.
Yes, Hare Krishna. There's a lot of points here still that Srila Prabhupada talked about. This is a very, very important lecture. It's on, you can listen to it on YouTube later on if you want to. I'll just share a few of my own realizations here. So that we haven't talked about. He talked about vipadic calamities. Mm-hmm. So this is a general statement. They are good if they remind us of Krishna. Calamities are good, remind us of Krishna. Danger is present in this material world. And people are trying to avoid danger and be happy. And he gave an example of a man working hard to save money so as to enjoy when they get old. But he cannot be happy in that way. It's not possible, because the real danger is this whole repetition of birth and death. Things just fall apart in the end. They gave an example of a Titanic. It was supposed to be a very strong ship, but it went down. It capsized. So our business is to cross over this ocean, this negative ocean, as soon as possible. And you already talked about we shouldn't be disturbed by calamities. Krishna says suffering is there, but we have to tolerate. So another point that he gave. And he does say, in fact, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given an easy prescription: chant, dance, and take prasadam. But we are not inclined to connect with the holy name so well. Nam Nama Kari Bahudani Jasava Shakti, because Dudevam Desham Hajanina Anuraga. We're so unfortunate that we don't connect with the holy name, which gives Krishna, which gives happiness, which gives safety. So that is our misfortune. But we should never be disturbed in good times or in dangerous times. This is all, as long as we do, we have to remember, as long as we remember Krishna, then that way we won't be fearful. So the rest of the points have been, discussed. We should remember a devotee, when they go through problems, the Prabhupada quote Tatenu Kampasu Sikshamana, meaning that this is Lord Brahma's prayer to Krishna, by the way, meaning that we are, in fact, in a difficult situation, but it is really a little bit of token punishment for something that could have been a lot more intense as punishment for us. He gave an example of somebody who's actually committed an offense, a devotee in a previous life, that he should really be hanged, killed, but then he cut a finger, just as the reprisal for that thing that he did in the past. So that's just token punishment. So again, as devotees are going through difficulties, we got to realize that if it's any kind of sinful reaction, it is a very slight simple reaction. It could be a whole lot worse, and devotees have in fact been given just a token punishment. That's also he brought that point up. We need to be understand that. So for that reason, we should never be afraid of danger. So Pandavas were taken through so many. We've talked about that already. And they even mentioned that Draupadi was a goddess of fortune. Wherever she was, there would be no scarcity. Still, they went through a lot of problems. Prahlad Maharaj, Pandavas, Haridas Thakur, they all suffered. Prabhupada talked about that. But in the end, they're all victorious. That's always there. You should remember that. And so if we stick with Christianity, we won't take birth again. Hare Krishna. Any final comments anybody wants to, or question before we close? Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for all of you for coming on to hear this wonderful and thought-provoking and a lecture full of so much to take to understand life in this world, especially the negative part of it. We should definitely stick to chanting seriously and try to make the 16 rounds. If we're not, then we should try to build to 16 rounds. And for that, I'll just throw one thing in there. People do, in fact, do this, and they become successful in chanting out 16 rounds every day, where they were not chanting that many before. And it's just that simple. One more round every month. One more round. You do 4 more rounds. You do 4 rounds this month. When August comes, you do 5 rounds. It will take only 5 more minutes of your time, 6 more minutes of your time at most. Like that, you can adjust with that. The next month, 1 more round. Like that, the next thing you know, you're here, yeah, 10 rounds, 12 rounds a day, then 16. It is possible. Also think other people are doing 16 rounds. So how come I can't do 16 rounds? Maya is just deceiving me. So that way, you'll take this process seriously, and it's to our advantage. One check out Patruba Sacrifice and the Evacha, Patitanam, Pavanabio, Vaishnavabio, and Mohanama. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thank you all for coming and have a nice, wonderful day. Rath Yatra is coming around the corner. You want to do service, please come. There is also Kirtan on Friday afternoon to the evening in the temple. So that is Adibas Kirtan. That's the one before welcoming the Rath Yatra, which will be on Saturday at City Island. Beginning by 11:30, we'll be ready to go. The devotees can come early to help with the setup. A few hours earlier to help with the setup. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Go Srila Prabhupada.